What's up? As this is part two. That's right, everybody, part two. And you will learn more about what's going on behind the scenes, things you may have heard, things you might not have heard that went on during that time with Cleveland that you're basically witnessing now. As a team is falling apart, and we'll see what happens. But this is the truth behind the fall of the Cleveland Cavaliers, part two. And let's get into it. Now, last time we left off, Dwayne Wade's on the team now, and the only thing that's really slowing things up with the transition, and LeBron's very happy Wade's there, but Richard Jefferson isn't. Jefferson's a little bit, disturbed by the fact that Dwayne Wade is there because he felt like we already got too many guys. And Jefferson's not really there, like he's there, but he's slowed. And the fast paced offense they're going to run, he's going to be behind. He can't guard Kevin Durant. And it's best if they don't have him on the team. Plus, LeBron was hurt because this guy is very close to LeBron. Very close. They're business partners together. And that, what's that, Uninterrupted or something show that they got? So they end up moving Richard Jefferson out, traded him, where he ended up retiring, and they got some out of the deal. I don't even know what they got out of it, but what was you going to get for Jefferson? That trade should have, that was shaky at best. But Jefferson ended up getting cut, so he's out of the league, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are moving forward. So, with that being said, with that being done, we've had new developments to transpire because of it. Dwayne Wade, who was welcomed by J.R. Smith and everybody else, decided that he would also be a starter. That threw everybody for a loop. And J.R. Smith was not happy about the transition. He was not welcome to the move. He was very disgruntled, and it caused even more division early on with Ahmad Shepard and everyone else who really didn't like the fact that, you know, Dwayne Wade was there because, what's that going to mean for their playing time? And they're trying to prove something. And Rose comes out in the first game against Boston. They get a very big win. It was a tough fall game, very poorly, sloppy played game, but it's first game of the season. Um, as these games went on, Cleveland started to struggle, and Dwayne Wade wasn't looking like the Wade of old, and he looked just old. So they decided to make a switch, put J.R. Smith back in the starting lineup, let Dwayne Wade spearhead the second unit. And that seemed like a more promising idea than the ideas that they had in place. So they went on a successful run after losing some games immediately after the All Star break. I mean, after Halloween, people blamed the party. They were struggling, then they won like 13 games in a row. All is better in Cleveland. Derrick Rose is injured and he's out. They lost Tristan Thompson, which was almost a blessing in disguise because they were able to play small and play very effective without him. Then when he was ready to come back, it was almost like, maybe we shouldn't rush this. Why don't you make sure you're 100%? Stay sitting down. But he came back into the fold, and now he's got to try to play himself back into shape because, like the rest of the players, they don't practice. Now, all of these other distractions are going down because LeBron, they want to sign an extension. The owner still is trying to work out a deal to keep LeBron James in Cleveland. He doesn't want to be held hostage again. So he's trying to sit down and they were going to talk about some type of commitment from LeBron before the All-Star break that he was going to remain in Cleveland or not. They're not going to drag this thing out. So the owner is saying that, and it's like, well, at this time, LeBron can't commit. So when they say words like, oh, they can't commit, what they're really saying is we're not committing. And so they're looking at it as if, why should we invest any more money into this team? We got you all these players on these 1-year deals because we're not going to be spending out all this money on these players. It's going to be basically chop shop as soon as the season is over. Like everybody's gone. Now, Kyrie Irving is gone, who they really wanted to keep, but because of LeBron, they lost their key, which was Kyrie. And seeing how it worked out in Boston, the owner can't help to feel as if they were right about Kyrie Irving being the one to lead the team. And now they kind of upset at LeBron because it's because of him, basically, Kyrie's gone. Now, all of these developments are happening in the game because they're looking really bad in the game. Now, LeBron doesn't like Calderon. It's nothing personal against Calderon. Calderon actually is, very receptive to all the criticism he gets when they do practice. He's very open to saying, hey, what do you need me to do? I'll go out and do it. As he's now the starting point guard. As Shumpert went in there, he played as much as he could. He ended up getting hurt. But now you have new developments. LeBron can't stand playing with Calderon. Calderon, he feels, is way too slow for what he wants to do, which is very weird based on the fact that he basically plays the slow tempo as well. I don't really see him as that bad, Calderon, where he slows the game down. I thought he played pretty solid in a lot of the games, but not to LeBron James. I guess he does not follow him on 2K. So, or play him on 2K. So, anyway, with that being said, LeBron don't like to play with him. So when they do the practices, he give a practice with Calderon. So he has really no rhythm with him, and he feels like Calderon really slows the game down to a crawl, where it's helping their defense get set. It's not helping the Cavs offense and how they want to run. So a lot of changes were made in the lineup. Cleveland decided that they were going to let Dwayne Wade run the point sometimes and bring it up. And when they want to run the tempo or something, then they'll try to switch it in, and LeBron will run tempo and run the point and bring the ball up and do certain things. But LeBron, by him kept pushing himself and pushing himself, you start to see him collapse more in the fourth quarter when guarding these younger players. And these younger players are serious, and they're having very large statistical numbers against Cleveland, who's already was a bad defensive team, and it's only going to get worse because these guys don't talk to each other. They don't communicate at all, and it makes no sense. You see those habits out of a bad team, then you stop to think about it and go, okay, well, this is the bad team. And that's not supposed to be when you're favored to be like in the NBA finals and all of these things. it's kind of shocking how the wheels just come flying off. And everybody's looking at LeBron because he's supposed to be the guy that saves them. And he doesn't have it because he's hitting the wall in the third and fourth quarters. So he can't be out there when it's clutch time to win the game. So it was like a long sleep they put them under. Now, that long sleep was wearing them down because LeBron was winning all these games in the fourth quarter, scoring all these points in the fourth, burning himself out, playing all these minutes. And what had happened was he re-injured his ankle, and he was playing hurt. Then he twisted the other one, and it was never notified to the press or anywhere else. But he was trying to play through the pain and get himself through. But he had rolled his ankles again, and it slowed him. So with the stiffness that's going in there, plus the age, 32, he's not getting past these 19-year-olds. Uh, the rest of the team has to come back and try to win games. And people are looking at Tristan Thompson as his name is appearing in trade rumors. And you have other scenarios developing now as far as the other teams. And LeBron's looking around to see what they can get. And Ty Lue's whole approach is we got to practice. We need to sit down. We need to practice. Things are going to get out of hand. We got to practice. So after a practice, LeBron didn't even practice with the team as he had to blow it off because he had an engagement with Undisputed, or not Undisputed, but Uninterrupted, his podcast show that he's producing. So he was excused, and then he ended up coming late at practice, but it was a shoot around because he had other obligations too. And I remember I told you he's supposed to sit down with the owners of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they were supposed to have a discussion and talk, and he blew it off because there were some things he wanted to do as far as obligations he had by the NBA to film a commercial. So, you know, that's part of the LeBron mystique. But things were starting to change ever since December the 25th victory or visit to the Golden State Warriors. It brought everything to light. LeBron's playing hurt. The team isn't the same. And he's running out of time. So he knows that. He's in full panic mode to try to get back to the finals and grab as many players as he can and get there. But the ownership is not going to let him play with the money anymore. He's like, look, I'm finally in the black. I'm not in the red on this fight. So, with that being said, I'm done. We'll save it from here. We'll do another one and do a